Roll for Crit here with our Kickstarter preview of Gem Blenders, a new card game designed by Steve Sekula. Takes place in Gemlandia, a place where there are a variety of heroes vying for power. They use these magical gems that they have to blend themselves into new, more powerful forms. And this is a competitive card game that takes place in that universe.
Yes, this game is designed to be an ECG, so you will have large sets of cards, not random, but you will build your own decks in ahead of time. Now, you will have a starting life that could vary, whether it's the casual or starting at 20 to the standard at 50, but regardless, you usually start with 4 of these hero cards with different levels, and we already start off, but they'll usually equip gems on them. Each turn you can put 1 gem onto a character. Now, the reason you want to put gems on them is if you have enough, you can blend them to create a blended gem hero card. These usually have stronger stats, they have attack or defense there, and stronger abilities. Now there's positioning here. There are 3 in the front and 1 back. The reason that matters is the 3 in the front can do the attacking, while the 1 in the back is sort of the reserve. There are plenty of ways, whether it's through abilities or other cards, to switch them around whatever you need be. Those action cards are also used in deck. They do not require a gem, but if they have a star on them, that just means they tend to be stronger and usually is only important for one building your deck.
The way attacks work is very straightforward. You compare the attack value of your character to the defense value of the one that you're opposing, and they always hit the person directly across from them, although they sometimes have special abilities that will maybe change that.
This is a card game after all.
That's right. And it's simply attack value subtracted from defense value subtracted from the attack value. I said that right? Great. Math is not my strong suit. Now, these guys themselves don't have health. They can't be removed or anything like that. Instead, whatever damage that you take goes directly to you, your person. And so that is how you whittle down the other player. Also, at the start of each turn, you will get to draw a card, and there is no hand size limit, which is nice. But if you ever run out of your deck and you need to draw again, you will take 20 damage each time you have to do that. So
usually game ending.
Depending on how it's going, you're probably going to be done after that. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll have 1 or 2 turns max at that point. So you're also worrying about your deck composition and how much you're drawing, etc. So yeah, as we said, we played with 2 pre-made decks in the full starter set. There's going to be a lot more that we didn't get to see. We also didn't really play around too much with the deck building itself, just played this game. And there's going to be a 3-player variant too. We did the 2-player, which I think is the core focus of it. But it does do some interesting things with the dual sort of trading card game style format in that, you have these 4 heroes. You're not playing creatures per se. You have just the same characters always out. And your gems, which are kind of like the equivalent of mana, your currency in this game, are only going to these characters. So the ways in which you're switching those around and moving your people around and their positioning is very important. Definitely feels different from a lot of other games of this ilk, of which there are many.
Like we said, we didn't really get to see the full card roster, but the ones we have also didn't really have a lot of removal. So this really is less about trying to take out things on the battlefield and just trying to get the better position.
The game kind of made me think of, closest in my head was something like Pixel Tactics, which is sort of similar in the sense that you also start with a set number of people and it's really where they are in the field that matters as opposed to playing new cards frequently. Because other than action cards or the blends where you upgrade, there's not as much. The field kind of usually is fairly well established early on, but also depending on how quickly depending on what you draw, how quickly you can build up and which gems that you need. If you get those, there's cards that will help you search your deck for gems that you need. As we said, different abilities that let you swap characters around, maybe swap your opponent's characters around, change their attack and defense values. So there's definitely a bunch of different things that can occur with that.
Another thing we should mention is that the heroes you have actually have levels. And certain heroes can only go up to the blended level that much. So this guy can only do a level 2, which requires 2 gems. Big level 5 ones, you're going to need to make sure it's on a level 5 person.
Right, yeah, that's another thing. And then figuring out, like this level 1 guy is kind of useless except for their abilities, so you probably want to keep them in the back, but something might happen where, like maybe they have gems that you build up and you have a way to move the gems around or something.
Or there could be level 1 ones, like we said. In the 2 decks that we had didn't have any like that. They all required at least 2.
Yeah.
So there could be a lot more manipulation.
Yeah, so it's an interesting head-to-head, back-and-forth card game. If you like this style of game, any of the, countless competitive living card game or CCGs that are out there, I think it's definitely in that genre, or something like Pixel Tactics. Maybe something that you want to take a look at. It has lots of gems. There's some cool, weird colors. They also have their own flavor text that are kind of funny, and I guess there's some lore there. I mean, it takes place in Gemlandia. I don't know how deep into the
All I know is that they should work really hard to get a crossover with Steven Universe and Splendor.
Yeah, Splendor's a big one that I'm hoping for. Take a look. As we said, it's on Kickstarter right now, and we're going to have our link to it in the description down below, so you can see it for yourself and comment. Let us know how you feel about it. Are you going to back it? And of course, they're still tweaking things. These aren't final cards. They may have updated some of the look of it, some of the abilities, some of the balance of it, so you can see exactly what's changed from our copy to there.
That's why we have preview in the title of the video.
That's right. That's your clue.
But until the final game comes out, I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan.
And this has been Roll for Crit.
Hey, go ahead, like and subscribe, and support our Patreon for even more board game content.
Support us now to hear the audio expansion, where you can hear all the other nerdy things we've been up to.